I don't know if you can still hear the birds despite the fact that I decided to keep the windows closed. Because you can definitely hear my sister doing work outside. Did I just film a clip for a different video? Yes. So this is just gonna be repetitive. We're not talking about my hair, it's the humidity. We're ignoring it. But my sister is doing work outside with power tools and such. And you can't really hear it with the windows closed, but you can with them open. So I'm keeping them closed despite the fact that the lack of air circulation in here is killing me, but we're ignoring it. This is a very thin shirt. I will survive. But what are we even doing here? I don't know. Someone talked me into doing this, and you know, it was me. It was me who talked me into doing this. So this past week at one point, H or Stingray, depending where you're talking to her on, filmed and uploaded a video where she goes through all her unread books on her physical shelves and all this fun stuff. And I thought it'd be a fun idea to do it too. I was just like counting them for fun. I think it's, well, 72 now because I did buy a book yesterday, which is F.T. Lucan's newest one, the Arthurian one. I don't remember the name of it. This is the only time you will see an edited in book cover because thankfully this editing process is gonna be so easy. It's only gonna have to be weird cuts when I go and pick up the next pile of books and whatnot, which I love for me. But yes, I just bought that yesterday. Of course, it's not here yet. So it's 72 now. I think I may have counted one book that I have read before as an unread book, so maybe it's 71, but it's one of those two. And then my read books is something around 63, 64 books. So it's not that bad for my physical shelves, especially since I mostly read ebooks. So this is that's what this is. This is me going through all those books. Mostly because I'm going to reorganize one of my shelves. This is the second time you're going to see pop-ups on the screen. I have two bookshelves. I took before photos already, like weeks ago, because Dion asked to see my bookshelves. Side note, H's video will be linked below. But I sent pictures of my shelves to Dion. So the blue shelf is the one that we're going to go with first. That's my bigger shelf. That one's not going to be reorganized. It's just going to be put back together exactly as it is. That is mostly unread books, I'm pretty sure. The only read books on that shelf for the most part are just random miscellaneous books, my annotated book of the month books, and all the books that I plan to unhaul. So there's a lot of those. But with me getting the 10th anniversary edition of Vampire Academy for my birthday, if you haven't seen my birthday book haul, I plan to reorganize my smaller shelf, which is the black one, which you will see a photo of now. So I wanted, because Vampire Academy is currently on the bottom shelf, I want to put it up on the second shelf. The top and the first shelf will be the same, but everything else will go down one, and Vampire Academy shelf will go up to the second shelf. That's the plan for that bookshelf. So because I'm going to reorganize anyways, and I have to take out all those books, a good chunk of which are books I have not read, I will, I was going to have to take half these books out anyway, so I figured I might as well film this, apparently now. Now, oddly enough, the bookshelf we're starting with is not either one of these. There's other bookshelves around the house. I say that, there's like one more of the blue one at the bottom of the stairs to my room, and then there's a really mini one. The one at the bottom of my stairs mostly used for cooking supplies, like the air fryer, my dumpling making set, all that fun stuff. But there are some books from my childhood and such on that bookshelf, including the Hunger Games. And then there's a few other things that I just want to know where they are, so I put them there. The first of which being the Sword of Shannara trilogy. Do we need to talk about how big this is? No, this used to have a dust check, and I don't know where it is. It's over 1,000 pages, I know that. This is all the, I don't know how many books there are in the series, in the Shannara Chronicles series, but is the first three, 1,191 pages. You'll see a tab here. That's the farthest I've gotten in reading this. My sister, I don't know how far she's gone. It's just a toss-up. I got to page 9. Seems about right. Of who reads at what point. It's beautiful book. The text is tiny, of course, because I hate myself. I don't know when I bought this, where I bought this. I know why I bought this. I also know why I haven't read it yet, which is basically, I am scared. Especially of high fantasy. It's apparently been a thing where I've bought like whole entire books or a whole entire series in a book type thing. This is like the first of, I think, 3 of these types of situations that is going to be in this video. And it all started with Lord of the Rings, because my copy of Lord of the Rings is the whole entire trilogy in one book, and that, of course, for some weird reason, was my road trip book as a child, so it's very well loved, which is also on that shelf. So I think that's what started it, but I am scared of reading this because high fantasy, adult fantasy, I'm pretty sure this is adult fantasy, don't call me that, but high fantasy scares me. If you don't know, I've been working through Brandon Sanderson, very slowly, I guess, especially the Cosmere universe. So I'm working on it. I'm working on getting more into high fantasy, especially high adult fantasy, and getting used to it, because most of what I read before now was YA, other than Lord of the Rings, was YA fantasy, and apparently I am growing out of YA. So very slowly, but still faster than I would enjoy, and I'm very sad. And yes, I'm counting this as 3 books because one of the 3 of these types of situations I've read 2 out of 6 in, so I'm counting this as 3 books. It's fine, whatever. I don't know where to put this. I guess I'll put it here. Now the next 2 also have to have an explanation, and that is, I loved Rick Riordan as a kid. I had first edition paperbacks of the whole entire Lightning Thief series. Really, I realized it was first editions like this morning, and I'm very upset that I can't find them. Dear God. I also had the first edition hardbacks of the King Chronicles. I don't know if there was new editions of those. I don't remember. I lost those a long time ago though. I had every single one of the Heroes of Olympus books in hardcover, and the first of the Magnus Chase books in hardcover. But when I went to college, they cleared off my bookshelf and put all the books in the attic, and now I can't find most of my books, including all the Rick Riordans. I found one, which is the copy of the Labyrinth one, the 4th book in the Percy Jackson series. So, you know, we love that for me. Battle of Labyrinth, is that what it's called? I don't remember. But yeah, I call it The Void. All my dad's old Stephen Kings are also in there. I think I found one of his Stephen Kings, and that's actually gonna be in this video. So all my dad's Stephen Kings and all my childhood books, including but not limited to every single Rick Riordan I own, except for the 4th in the Percy Jackson series, is in there. I will one day find them. I will not rebuy them. I do not care. Though I do want to reread, because I got to the second to last book in the Heroes of Olympus series before I stopped reading, and then I was like, well, I'll have to restart because it's been so long. I don't remember anything. But at that point, I was in college, so I couldn't find any of them, and that's just the struggle I'm in. Occasionally, I go and reread one book. Like, I think in 2020, I've reread the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series. Last year, I reread The Lightning Thief. I think that was last year. But slowly, I've been gathering all the other books in the universe at thrift stores. Every time I go to a thrift store, which is not that often recently, but used to be a lot. If I found a copy in a thrift store of one of the books that I do not own already, I would buy it for like $1. And so that's what these 2 are. And it's down on that shelf just because I don't want to lose them. This is book 1 and 4 of the Trials of Apollo series. I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw one of them at a thrift store. So it's the Hidden Oracle in the Tyrant's Tomb. Both these I got for like $1 at the store, which is a good steal because apparently the fourth one was $13.98 at Walmart. Intriguing. But yes, that's what these are. Fun fact story, because apparently I need to make this video longer. When I originally read The Lightning Thief in elementary school, I was slowly buying them as I was reading them, and I couldn't get my hands on the third one. And I had just read the second one, Sea of Monsters, but I did have the fourth one already. So I just skipped the third one, read the fourth one, then about a month later I got my hands on the third one, read the third one, and then went back and reread the fourth one. I don't understand me either. It's fine. We don't need to talk about it. So, you know, those are the first technically 5 books, but like we don't need to talk about that. But enter a cut here where I go and get the next shelf, which is the top shelf on my big blue bookshelf. Okay, I'm back. And the dog's contemplating coming up, so we're gonna, like, ignore the sounds if she decides to. I don't know. I may have to take breaks, because I did take a good chunk of a break. And just edit the whole entire first clip for this video while my fan was going full force. So we may, I hope not too many times I'll have to do that, but that may have to happen. Oh, she's just sitting there. Oh, that's just so adorable. Oh, if I wasn't filming on my phone right now, I would take a photo. She's just sitting at the bottom of my stairs, staring at me. Oh, you're just so cute. Oh. Just go, like, look at any of my sprints and you'll probably see my dog somewhere. Because, like, she's a big baby. She's a big baby. I also have a bunch of photos on my Instagram highlights, so, like, don't worry. There's evidence of my dog being the biggest baby. I just realized a lot of the books on the top shelf of my blue bookshelf are fantasy and fantasy series. I hate this for me. And speaking of concerning high fantasy, I'm pretty sure these are in wrong order, but in my defense, my mom made a joke about possibly reading them, so I put them in the wrong order so she wouldn't know how to read them. So there's fun. That it's fun. It's fine. But that's my box set of Game of Thrones. I don't know if I have the first one registered as read on Goodreads. I did get, it looks like, about halfway through. Get out of here. Get out of here. But yeah, I got all 5. I think there's 5 out. They're all leather bound and kind of small. Like, they're like this size. The blue tab here is where, like, all the character stuff, like the bloodlines and whatnot is. I remember I accidentally got this soaking wet once. So much fun. Also, it's got, like, tiny text. And it's basically Bible paper. It's a good time. How far did I get? I got to page 424. Love that I put the where were we bookmark in here. That's great. But yes, I got these 5. Here, let me put this back in here. I should probably put these in the right order at some point. I should read these at some point, especially since I'm trying to get into not trying to get into high fantasy, especially high adult fantasy, but trying to brave the world that is high adult fantasy. And I think last time I tried to read this was 2020. I'll probably have to restart, but like that's fine, whatever. But at one point, maybe one day, I will have a Discord where we do reading book clubs and whatnot. And we'll take like 6 months to read these 5 books. Because one of these is a thick boy. A few of these are thick boys. Do you see how thick this is? This is thicker than my lifespan. What the heck? Anyways, yes, I am carrying them like this. My leg is like up on a stand to help support them. It's fine. But there's these. I don't think there's much else to say about them. I got them in high school, I think junior year, as a birthday present from someone, so there's that. The next one is the next group of multiple books in one book, and that is the first 5 novels in the John Carter of Mars series. by Edgar Rice Burroughs. This is a thick one, which makes sense because it is 5 books. Oh no, not small text again. No. 900. Oh, this is just all. This is the glossary. Glossary goes into the 900s. So it's not that big, but it feels bigger than it is, apparently. It's not as big as Shannara Chronicles. But yes, this is the first 5 books. I don't know if anyone else in the universe remembers the Disney movie, but I do, and it was iconic, and I loved it, okay? And so I saw this at Barnes & Noble's 2 years ago, and bought it. I just bought it. Most of these books I got either as presents from people at thrift stores, from my favorite little small shop, or one trip on Barnes & Noble. But yes, this is this book. Very large. I also am pretty sure this is high fantasy. Well, I know this is high fantasy. I'm not sure if this is YA or adult, but it is high fantasy, so we're scared. I have 2 of the Hannibal books on my shelves. This is maybe the 3rd one. I don't know. I got it from thrift store. Oh, it's got the pages, the ripped pages type situation. How was this originally $28? What? Not the back looking like a rib cage or fingerprint. What's going on here, Hannibal Lecter? Anyways, Silence of the Lambs, one of my favorite movies of all time. I have another one of the Hannibal Lecter books. I think it's the first one, mass market paperback, that my dad had, that I borrowed from him and then kept. So at one point I saw this one at the first store. I picked it up because at one point I will read the Hannibal Lecter series. I just love that movie. Really should read this one. The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. I think I got this from an online bookstore. There was also one very large order from, was it Book Depository? Or Book Outlet? I think it was one giant order from Book Outlet and a medium one from Book Depository. I don't know. There was like one period in 2020, in like March 2020, when I was just sad and because quarantine, and I just put all my sadness and money into ordering a lot of books, and this is one of them. Honestly don't even remember anything of what this is supposed to be about. I just thought it looked interesting, so I ordered it. That's that. Try to go through this kind of fast. This one was a gift from a friend that I'm not friends with anymore, but I will read because it's considered one of the best fantasy series ever. Why is there more giant text? This was almost going to be part of the Big Boy reading vlog, but I think I took it out because it's like 488 pages. Oh, this one also has glossary, but it is Gardens of the Moon, A Tale of the Malazan, Book of the Fallen. I don't know what any of that means. By Stephen Erickson. Apparently he just looked up great fantasy series, and this is one of the first ones that popped up that he knew I didn't have. Will I read it someday? Yeah, probably. It's just gonna take some time. Thankfully he got it for me in paperback. And also, it's not a floppy one. This is a floppy boy. It's not tightly bound at all. Thank the Lord. That's how I prefer them. Don't know really anything about this except that it's high fantasy, maybe adult. I'm not sure about that one. But it's really popular. People tend to enjoy it. And before he gave it to me, didn't know it existed. So there's that. The next one is actually going to be in a few videos because it is part of my June 2 EBR, and that is the whole entire Infernal Devices. Yep, Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. It's Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. I got the whole entire box set. I'm pretty sure people are dropping off their dog. but we're gonna ignore it. Yes, I got this as a box set. I have taken off the plastic. Yep, that's the extent of how much I've done for reading this. This is going to be a video. Reading all 3 of these in a week is going to be a video in June, so look forward to that. I have read, what's the other series, the main one, City of Bones series. I forget what the name of that series is. Mortal Instruments, there we go. The Mortal Instruments, I've read all of them. I think I liked the 4th one best at like 3.5 stars. And the rest I pretty much didn't like. I think the first one I gave 3 and the rest were under that. I think there was one that was 1.5 stars. So, but I've heard from people who didn't like that series that they prefer this series and all the other ones. So, we'll take it. But I bought this in high school when I bought my box set of Vampire Academy and I needed free shipping from Amazon. And that's when I bought this. So it's been on my shelves for a while and I gotta read them. Dear Lord. Okay, I'm gonna stop here while I wait for people to drop off dog. The fact that I kept that recording that whole time so you could definitely hear if I had left it in. Me being abused by the dogs. I meant if I just had at the top of my stairs, it's fine. They can like run directly into me. It's fine. They're fine. Anyways, next 2 books. These are the last 2 on the shelf. And then we'll do another weird cut again. But both of these I got at thrift stores. I don't know if I got them. I didn't get them on the same trip. So this one, the first one, I got a very long time ago. Again, loved it. I think it was a Disney movie. So I got it for like 25 cents at a thrift store. And that is Avalon High by Meg Cabot. I think I've read something of hers once in high school that my grandmother got me forever ago. You can hear dogs on the stairs. Ignore that. But yes, there's that one. And then this one is newer. Listen, it was right after Bridgerton came out. And so I wanted to get... I saw Julia Quinn and Bridgerton. I don't even know what in the universe this is. This could be... Oh my god, do people have to be so loud downstairs? I like honestly do not know. Is this like a sequel series or something? Novella? Maybe? Because it is very short. Like it's very tiny. I almost made it part of my green reading vlog if I knew where it went in the goddamn universe. Bridgerton. Who knows? How many pages is this? 291 pages. With an epilogue. So it's very short. And one day I will read it. I got it for like $1 at a thrift store. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just been sitting on my shelves for a long time. Not that long time, but long enough. So I should read it, but we'll see. And now, welcome to another weird edit. Okay, we're back after a very long break. For reasons that we're not going to talk about. But we're here for the second shelf on the blue shelf, which is the Brandon Sanderson shelf. If you don't know, I'm taking part in Brandon Sanderson readathon, where we're reading all the books in the Cosmere universe, so slowly buying them all. I had already owned The Way of Kings and Skyward, which is not part of the Cosmere universe, I know that. But I'm slowly buying all of them in mass market, at least in the Cosmere universe, because that's how I own The Way of Kings, and putting them all on that one shelf. So far, the only other books on there was the one for my green reading vlog that I haven't started yet, which will be the last book in this clip, and then the 3 annotated book of the month books that I haven't lent out to people and people have not returned, that are, I'm only slightly petty, I swear, but they're just there to keep the book of the month, or not the book of the month, the mass markets from falling over, because they constantly fell over beforehand. So once there's no more room for them, those will move to a different shelf. But otherwise, it's the Brandon Sanderson shelf, so this is just gonna go fast. We already talked about Skyward. This is normal paperback. I think this was not Book Depository, so it must have been Book Outlet, that one by I've heard great things about this. I do want to read it. I think this is going to be a big boy reading vlog. This is just going to basically be spoilers for a big boy reading vlog, apparently. But that's fine. Or reading vlogs in general, but that's fine. We ignore it. But yes, this is going to be read this year, so it's fine. I don't remember how months work. I think it's August that this is going to be read in, but don't quote me. These are probably going to be in weird order. And then we got The Wakings in Mass Market. This is, I think, September video. It is, real big. It is 1,252 pages for this bad boy. The spine's already broken from me just opening it to a random page one day. So I no longer care about breaking spines. Like the first 2 books in the Mistborn series, I was very careful about not breaking the spine. The one that I'm currently reading, Hero of Ages, I don't care anymore because I noticed that I had accidentally broken this one. But this is a thick one. Future video also going to be read this year. All these are going to be read this year. What am I talking about? Then we got the Mistborn Second Era. If you haven't seen my birthday book haul, I got all 3 of these from my mom, which are going to be read in June. So these are going to be in a short video coming up soon where I talk about my June TBR as well. But I got all 3 of these. And then, technically gonna start this because one of the stories that you're supposed to read, what is it called? The 11th Metal is what you're supposed to read after the first Mistborn era. So technically gonna start this probably sometime next week just to read that one story. But this is the Arcanum Unbound, the Cosmere Collection, which is just all the short stories in one. I think it's like 900 pages. It's a long one. It's not like 900. I'm dumb. It's 751. But it's a long one. You can see I tabbed to where the one that I'm supposed to read this month is. So each time I'm supposed to read a new one, I'll just move the tab over to where that is, and I will read it throughout the rest of this year, probably. But there's that one, and then the not me bending this cover already. No. The non-Brandon Sanderson on this part, which is the one that's supposed to be for the green reading vlog that I haven't started yet, which is the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one's gonna be read in the next few days, so like not that much longer, but it is on my shelf and I haven't read it yet. And there's that. We're gonna go directly to the next shelf so we can finish the blue. Technically second to last shelf, but the last one we're talking about from the blue bookshelf is coming up now. Like, I'm just gonna do it immediately because there's not many here. The bottom shelf of that shelf is half books from school and the other half is books that I'm unhauling at some point. So that's why this is the last one you'll get to see. But this is basically the shelf full of books that people got me and miscellaneous books. So there's that. This is The Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is sci-fi, first contact type situation. Very excited to read this. I don't remember if this is going to be a big boy reading vlog or not. I know originally it was supposed to be, and I don't remember if I changed it from, because like I change them all the time. I'm crazy. But I don't know if I've switched it out or not. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I should just read this at some point, but I'm scared of reading sci-fi. I haven't really delved into it too much. Hence why I read The Time Machine last month, but there's that. There's, of course, a fantasy, Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This is just a beautiful book. I don't know. Oh my god, there's an eye on the back. How did I just realize this? I think this was also that book outlet giant order. There's roses on the cover, so you know we live for that. Honestly, don't remember why I bought it. I just remember seeing it, thinking it looked cool, and seeing, like, I've heard about it once from one person on BookTube, and it sounded intriguing. so I bought it. That's all I can say about it. And maybe one day I will actually read it. The next two are Stephen King's. Mr. Mercedes was one of my dad's, like one of the only ones I've found. I think there's more down on the mini bookshelf downstairs. But this is the one that fit on my shelf because it's the same size as the other Stephen King mass market, which I feel like are different sizes than normal mass markets. And that is Blaze by Stephen King, but originally by his pen name Richard Bachman. This one I got for $1 at a thrift store, if you can't tell by the broken spine. It was intriguing. This was almost part of the Blue reading vlog. I just thought it sounded intriguing, and then I saw it was one of the Richard Bachman ones, which that whole entire situation interests me. I don't plan to read too many Stephen Kings. Like, there's a few that I really want to read. Like, am I ever gonna read this one? I don't know. It was just my dad's, okay? Who knows? This one probably. Misery is one I want to read. And maybe, like, at some point, Carrie. And I think that's it. Like, there's a few that I've planned for future reading vlogs, but, like, if I find something else to switch it out with, I will 100% read those instead, because oh, The Long Walk is one that I want to read by him. But otherwise, like, I'm good. I've read it, and that's enough for me. This one was a Christmas present in 2020. I think it was 2020. From my best friend, which is a sci-fi. 772 hours on the moon. I don't even remember. I think this is like a bunch of like newspaper and journal stuff. Like, there's a bunch of things put in here. Well, one I think my friend put in here. But it's 3 characters. Basically, they win an opportunity to go to the moon, and then something happens and they're stuck there. Like, there's little things throughout here. It's interesting. I don't know much about it, but there's that. And then, of course, we can't not talk about the one that Dion got me for my, birthday. I should honestly just put my mini birthday haul in the description, because at this rate I talk about it a lot. But it is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. She bought it for me. It is going to be read in October for Dion month. I don't care if it's not Dion's birthday, it's Dion month. And then I saw someone talk about this one and bought it, and it's loosely packed, which is nice. Honestly, should read it at some point, but it's just been sitting there constantly falling to the side on my bookshelf, and that is Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. I've heard good things about it, so there's that. I'll read it at some point. I don't know when. It doesn't intrigue me as much as it did when I bought it, so I'll wait until that happens again. Or maybe I'll do a thing where, like, have my viewers choose random book from my shelves or something like that, or choose a random shelf and I gotta pick 3 books from it or something like that, and I'll end up reading this because of it. Who knows? But now you get a weird cut again, because I'm gonna put all these books back on their shelves, and then we have the black one, the next one, which I'm gonna do the 2 that are going to stay the same at the same time. And then it's going to be fun, because 1, getting into there's an interesting path, and 2, I'm going to be reorganizing at the same time. But I will see you in a minute. And we're back. The fun part of the black shelf is that I have to take out every book on every shelf, even if I haven't read them all. Like, these 2 shelves, I haven't read them all, so that was easy. But even if I have read 1 book on those shelves, I have to take them all out because I'm gonna move them anyways. So it's fun. We're just gonna start with the few that are on top. So the way that I have it organized, right now is the bottom is Vampire Academy box set that I got, Jane Eyre, and then the Four Horsemen series by Laura Thalassa. The shelf above that is the Book of the Month books that I've read that I want to keep all in the back, and then a bunch of mass market paperbacks stacked on top of each other in front. And then after that is a bunch of Book of the Month books that I haven't read yet, but I ran out of space, stacked. And then 2 out of 3 of the books of one of my favorite series because I didn't like book 2, so I'm getting rid of it. And another box set, one of which I've read one of the books. And then there's my super big tall books, basically, is what I'm going to call them. And so the top of my shelf has 4 of the Book of the Month books that do not fit in that stack of ones that I haven't read yet, because that stack is getting too big. I have a problem. We're ignoring it, as well as some display books, which we're just gonna briefly talk about these. These are horoscope, dream, and astrology things. I am intrigued by deeper meanings and dreams and whatnot. Like, nothing serious, like crazy into it or anything. It's just every once in a while I like to think about that. My grandmother happened to have these, and she was like, hey, you can, like, take them. And so I have these. Like, it's never gonna be on my red shelf on Goodreads. It's not like I'm just gonna seriously read one all the way through. It's just something on my shelf, as kind of a display thing. And then the, books from Book of the Month that I haven't read yet that are on the top of my shelf. We should start from bottom. And then I can put them back in the same order. One Last Stop by Casey McCunston. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Lesbian Time Travel Train. That's the 3 words I know about this. I think this is planned for a future video, so that's gonna be fun. We got The Keeper of the Night. This just looks so cool. I think there's something about writing in book and death, but honestly I don't know. It says death is her destiny on the top, but it's The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker. Looks very interesting, and one day I will get to reading some of these fancy books that very much intrigue me on this shelf. These 2, of course, you saw in my birthday mini haul, which is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Just the random book that I picked for May. And then the one I got for free for my birthday, which is the X-Hex, which you will see a video on in October. And then the shelf after that is as we already talked about, the big ones, including the last collection one, that has a bunch of books, which is my copy of all the Jane Austens. I do have a paperback edition of Pride and Prejudice that my mom has been reading for a year, and she's gone to page 11, so we're very proud. I love, we got patterns, we got beautiful, we got pink ribbon, the pages are gold, text is small, but we're ignoring that. 1 page of this book is about 2 pages of a normal book. I calculated it last year when I read Sense and Sensibility. Not a page being, no, not the corner being bent. Someone call the police. Who did this to me? But I have read Sense and Sensibility last year, and Pride and Prejudice, I do want to reread it at some point. But I read Pride and Prejudice in 2017, I think. It was my senior year of high school when I read it. Very, very long time ago. But it's got all of them. It's got, technically, for the points of this video, we are going to be talking about Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, and Persuasion. But it's beautiful. I love it. This is, like, one of my main prized possessions. This is from my favorite bookstore, where they sell a bunch of classics in collector's editions like this. And every time I go there, apparently, I have to buy another book, in these special editions. What are these special editions called? I'll check. If you can't tell, this next one's gonna be one of them too. The Canterbury Classics, collection. But, last time I went, I got a copy of La Morte d'Arthur, which is King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table by Sir Thomas Malory. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But this is Sir Arthur. Blue ribbon, hell yeah. Still gold pages. This one's like 700 pages. And one day I will read it. And it's gonna be interesting when I do. But King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, one of my favorite stories as a kid. Like, I read the kid version, of course, when I was a child, and so, of course, I didn't get the full adult version. Every Arthurian adaptation I've seen and read, I have been obsessed with, so, like, I should, like, be obsessed with this book when you don't need to look at the price tag. It was $25 for this book. It's $50 for the Jane Austen, which is a pretty good price for 6 Jane Austens, honestly. But yes, I love this bad boy, or both of them, honestly, and I will get to reading them. It's a process. It's a process, okay? And then this one, we don't need to look at the fact that this was a library book, okay? I got it from a thrift store. I should honestly take off the stupid library plastic covering. I got it from a thrift store for 50 cents, I believe. Which is a good price being as apparently it's originally $30. What the hell? I think this was originally going to be a big boy reading vlog, but I changed it. But this is Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. I honestly don't know anything about it. I just saw a dragon and high fantasy and I was like, hell yeah. And then I remembered that I don't read high fantasy because I'm scared. I'm a scared little baby, and the reason why it's on that shelf is because it's the only shelf that fits it, because it is tall, and also very thick. .573 pages with, of course, tiny text. Love that for me. Just learned the author was from New England. I think I don't know if he's alive or dead. Who knows anymore. But yeah, that's what those two shelves are. We're gonna go on another break where I get out all the books from the next shelf down, which, if you're keeping track, has all the other Book of the Month books that I've not read. So it's gonna be a long clip. I'm back. I think a lot of these are gonna be part of planned reading vlog, so you can hear about that. First we're gonna talk about the non-Book of the Month books, which I have still in the box set thing. I have read To All the Boys I've Loved Before, so technically we only have to talk about is P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever, Laura Jean, by Jenny Han. Here, I'll take them out. The box is falling apart. I should honestly throw this box away. Like, do you see how screwed up this box is? Fine. Goodbye. Put these to the side then. But yes. P.S. Still Love You and Always and Forever, Laura Jean, by Jenny Han. Got both these. I should finish the series. I remember the ending of the first one, which I read last year, near the end of last year. I was like, oh boy, I really want to read the next one, but I don't have time. And then I never continued. But that's very me for you. And that's all I'm really going to say about these. Of course I got it because of the movie. The first movie's still great. Love it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the sequels, but whatever. But yes. Beautiful. And someday soon should probably finish the series. Who knows? And then we get into the Book of the Month books. So this was almost part of the Blue Reading vlog as well, which is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was gonna make it part of the Blue Reading vlog, but I didn't want to switch out one of the books, so I kept it in there. I think I was gonna switch out the selection for this, and honestly should have done it. I have not read a Taylor Jenkins Reid yet. I mean, by the end of next week, I will have read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So, not much longer. But there's this one. And then another blue one, but it was not going to be part of that reading vlog. It's part of a reading vlog in December, and that is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. Honestly don't know what it's about. It's just a Christmas romance. That's all I know it's about, which is fine by me because it's going to be part of Christmas romance reading vlog. I should not be throwing them all willy-nilly, but whatever. This is gonna be part of the Pink reading vlog, which is Dating Dr. Dill by Nisha Sharma. Look at this, it's beautiful. I love it. She looks like an icon who I would be madly in love with, and that's all we really need to know. I think this came out in March this year. Yeah, according to Book of the Month it is. But it's beautiful. I love it. I wonder what it looks like underneath. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. Why is it gray? Why is it gray? Who let them make it gray? At least do the spine pink, not red. Come on, people. Ah, there we go. But yes, Pink reading vlog. And then we got one that's gonna be read in October for Orange reading vlog. Every time I see the spine of it, I think it's green, but no, it's orange. And that's Beautifully Neat on Vacation by Emily Henry. For people who do not know, Beach Read, one of my favorite books of all time. 5 stars. I love it. I am obsessed with it. I have high hopes. I think my sister said she liked this one more, because she has read them both as well. But I am going to read this in October, and at some point I will get Book Lovers that just came out. I want it in hardcover. I want to have all 3 of them as Book of the Month books so that they could be all the same like size and everything and have them on display, but no. Book of the Month decided to hate me. But it's beautiful. I love it. I'm excited. I'm scared but excited. I am pretty sure this next one is an Arthurian retelling. Not, it doesn't say have anything on. I guess none of these have anything on the back. Never mind. But, yes. Imagining of Arthurian legend. I could have, it says on the blurb on the top, the story of Camelot is hers. I'm doing great, me. Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. We already talked about. I'm obsessed with Arthurian. I quite literally probably just saw that this said Arthurian and I instantly bought it because who do I have a thing for Arthurian adaptations in any such way. This is June 2021 book. So almost a year I've had this bad boy. I really should read it. Anyways, looks good. Very excited. We got Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. This just looks beautiful. This was the July of 2019. I probably just got it because the cover. Because look at this. It is gorgeous. And I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but I should because dear God, this is beautiful. And then the last one is I think the first one I ever got, and now as an adult I recognize I probably won't like it because it's not my type of book. What time period does it take place in? I know it's a historical. Oh, it said World War II. I think it says as it approaches World War II. But for those who weren't there for the destroying of my TBR for my birthday, I am not the biggest fan of historical romances that take place after the 1920s generally, but anything that takes place during either World War, not the biggest fan of it. So generally dislike them, and apparently this one does, so I'm not happy. This is The Glittering Hour by Iona Gray. I bought it a very long time ago. This is December 2019. I think this was the first book of the month I ever got. I recognize this was July 2019, but I think I got this as an add-on forever ago. But I'm scared now. I should just read this and so I can take it off my shelves because dear God. But yeah, that's what this shelf was. Honestly, much shorter clip than I was expecting. But I will clean up the mess I just made of my bed by just throwing those willy-nilly. And then we will start the next shelf, which is going to be all the mass markets. We are not going to have a conversation about certain books. We're fine. And then we got one shelf left. So we're almost done. Let's see if I can make this under an hour. We'll see. We'll see. We're here with all the mass markets. I think only one of these is brand new. Well, brand new. I got it like a year ago from Barnes & Noble on the same trip that I got The Way of Kings. But the rest of these I got from thrift stores or used bookstores type situation. And we're going to start with the Tess Gersteins. So, if you don't know, she's the author of the books that the Rizzoli and Isles TV show is based off of. And I have read the first book, and apparently every thrift store within a 10-mile radius had all the books, and I got books, because my library had book 1. So I got books 2 through 5. Yeah. They were like $1.50 each, okay? If that. Okay? It's The Apprentice, The Sinner, Body Double, and Vanish. I will read them at some point. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I should do it. And that's the moral of the story. And then I also got one of her standalones, which is Gravity. I think this one is about a doctor in space. So there's that. And we're not gonna talk about them, and we're just gonna leave them there. The good news about these is that I can just carry them all in one hand and then talk about them as fast as possible, because we're getting there. We got Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman's Good Omens. This is the only one that is a new book. I really want to read this, but also we've talked about me and high fantasy. But I think this is like going to be an easier high fantasy for me to be able to get through. Not me holding it very awkwardly. That's not much better. But yeah, there's that one. And then we got the first book in the Dark Lovers, or the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. This is going to be part of the Read reading vlog. I'm very excited and hopeful, and I got it for less than $5, so we'll take it. I honestly don't know what this is. I just saw it at a thrift store and I bought it. And that's Danielle Steele's Turning Point. I honestly know nothing. It's got a picture of a lady in heels on the back. First time in paperback. That's intriguing. What is this book? Someone tell me. For doctors, trauma doctors. It's for trauma doctors and tragedy. That's what I got from it. Is this the first one in the Hannibal Lecter series? I think so. This is the one my dad had. And that is Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. So this will be read at some point. And that's that. So I meet Hannibal Lecter for the first time on the cover. This was almost part of the green reading vlog, but I didn't think the cover was green enough. But it does have the name Green in it, which is Green Rider by Kristen Britton. Again, saw it at a thrift store, thought, oh, this looks interesting and my type of book. But then I remembered it's high fantasy and never picked it up. If I remember properly, this is about a girl is heading home, and then like there's attack or something, and then she's required to send a letter to someone because she's a survivor or something. Honestly, don't know. All I know is that it feels old. I can say it's very old, being as you can order the next books via a thing at the end of the book. What is this? Honestly, tell me what year you're from. That does not tell me what year it is from. 1998. Yeah, it's old. It's old. But yeah, another story of... I should just read the high fantasies on my shelves, but I won't, apparently. I love how this clip was only 5 minutes long. Next up is... I don't think there's gonna be many books on the next shelf, because half of them I've read. Because I've read all of the Four Horsemen series by Laura Thalassa. And I do have a plan to read all of them. All the other books on this shelf this year. So, like, this shelf should be done. But it's gonna be on display soon. But I'll see you in a hot minute. Okay, most of these books are part of one series, so I'm gonna start with the one that is not. And that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is... what edition is this? Thank you for telling me what edition you are. I do not know. I thought this was printed in the UK. But this is gonna be read in October. I know that. And that's what's going on with this. That's basically it. I know it's not actually a romance, and I know it's got a gothic feel. Very excited for it. I feel like I'm saying that every time. Now, we have a fun conversation to have. If you read the alphabet reading vlog, not my hair getting worse and worse as this video goes on. If you read my alphabet reading vlog, you know I read Vampire Academy already this year. But I want to read this edition. This is the 10th anniversary edition. I got it for my birthday from my mom. It is beautiful and gorgeous. The way that my shelves are set up, the whole entire series is stacked, and then normally the first one would be up front. But this reminds me of the movie that I absolutely hate, so I want to get rid of it. So this is mostly bought to be on display, but it's also got 4 extra stories. Like, you can tell the size difference. So reread it again. And then I also want to reread book 2 and 3, because those 2 I have read, but I never got past book 3 because sadness. But it's kind of a thing where I want to read each of these one a weekend for like a month and a half, and make a whole entire weekend reading vlog situation going on with that. And because I haven't read a book after book 3, I also have Blood Promise, Spirit Bound. Why is this yellow? Who let it be yellow? And Last Sacrifice. Why are these so thick? Why are the last 3 of these series so thick? I thought Shadow Kiss was thick, but dear God. Anyways, these are gonna be on dust collecting on them. These are gonna be on my second shelf. I'm very excited. I'm almost done like reorganizing because I've been doing it at the same time. But that is it. It's just these 3 after that. And those are the 71, 72-ish books on my physical TBR that I have to read at some point. If you have any that you like think I should read as soon as possible, like put it down below. Or like in the comments, because if it's not part of an already planned reading vlog, there's a very good chance I will just read it because you tell me to. Okay, I did a weird cut there where I drank some water to get my voice back for the, basically after this video. But yeah, that's all the videos, or all the books. I don't even remember where I cut it off, probably. Let's just say I cut it off where I said, let me know if there's any you want me to read immediately. And then, that means, let's see if this video is less than an hour long. I can't wait to see if this is actually gonna be less than an hour long. Stay tuned for next week. People walking around outside right when I'm doing the outro, ignoring them. Wednesday should be when the green reading vlog is up, but we'll see if I ever actually read this month or this week. But that's that. Let's go watch H's video of this, which is like 20 minutes long, down below. Also down below is gonna be my birthday mini haul, because I talked about it a lot in this video. And then on top of that, so is my Instagram and Goodreads and Storygraph and whatnot, so go follow me, hang out with me. There are dog photos on my Instagram, so go check it out, and I'll see you next week.